Welcome back to Swordman Josh Gaming. And though we couldn't open our booster box on Friday because we weren't pre-released yet, we get to open it today. And as a special surprise, we'll be opening ourselves a signature spellbook by Gideon as well. Actually, I've already opened it, but I'll show you what I got. So we'll hit the spellbook first, and then we'll open the first third of Core 20 and see how we did. I did not play in the pre-release this time. I skipped this pre-release. But I did get a booster box of Core 20 and the Buy a Box promo. So I did already open my Gideon Spellbook. This is the packaging. Nice packaging and everything. For those who haven't seen what's on the inside, that's what we're going to go ahead and go through. So the foil that I got was Martyr's Bond. It's a gorgeous foil. Of course, everybody would want the Path to Exile foil. But that's a gorgeous foil. Also inside, you do have Path to Exile, which is a white staple, Black Blade Reforged, and all these are alternate artworks. Worship, True Conviction, Shielded by Faith, probably what I consider one of the most impactful alternate arts, which is Rest in Peace, based off of War of the Spark of Gideon dying, and this being his peaceful resting place. There's the regular copy of Martyr's Bond, non-foil, since I got the foil copy, and Gideon Jura himself. So that's what you get out of the signature spellbook. You get those cards, what, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, plus one of them will be a foil rare, or it'll be a foil. I know Martyr's Bond is one of the more expensive foils that are in there, Path to Exile being the most expensive. But yeah, it's you can only get this from your LGS. I like to support my LGS, so I went ahead and picked one up. Plus, I needed a copy of Path to Exile, so I played a little gamble. For 20 bucks, I got more than $20 worth of cards out of it, so I can't really complain, and I absolutely love the alternate artwork. Now, over to Core 20. So, your Buy a Box promo for this set is Rihanna, Angel of Rebirth, 2 green, blue, white. She's, of course, a mythic. Flying Angel, and other multicolored creatures you control get +1/+0. And whenever another multicolored creature you control dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. The only thing that could make this more dangerous would be if it just returned to the battlefield. Still be an interesting card in any Angel build. I don't think it will be the best commander in the world. I can't think of too many ways to... I can think of a couple ways to abuse it, but nothing powerful enough that I'd want to build a deck around it. So that's your Buy a Box promo. Now, let's get into opening Core 20. The wrapper is off. We can't go back now. So going forward, a couple new things while we're here with the channel. I think where I'm at now is I'll probably be doing a booster box opening a month, but I will be spreading it out over 3 weeks in thirds as it's set out, and then trying to do a deck tech of the fourth week of the month. So hopefully that'll work out in the long run. Plan on trying to do that on Fridays/weekends. When I can. Fridays don't always work, but hopefully I can get it in by no later than Sunday. So on top we have Soren, Mu Ling or something like that, and a Johnny. So we'll just go ahead and go from left to right. Make sure that we have the right number of packs to open. Got 12 packs, so we're good. And we'll set these aside for next week. So let's see what we get for Core 20. And I have to admit, since I wasn't playing in the pre-release, I made that decision much earlier. I did not follow spoiler season much, so a lot of these cards may be very much a surprise to me. The packs are a little harder to open, it seems. Do the old pack pull down the middle? Nope. Do they have a pull tab on them? No. How are you supposed to open these packs? I guess we'll just grip it and rip it. Giggity. Alright, looks like commons are on top. So we'll slow roll the first couple of commons. We have Inspired Charge, Octo Prophet, Scorch Spitter, Brightwood Tracker, Audacious Thief. Neat. Pack Mastiff, Soulmender, Vial of Dragonfire, Agonizing Siphon, Healer of the Glade, and now we're into... So I did set myself up a little bit different, so let me know if you like this setup. I do have a standing, sitting work desk, and I have it in a standing position. So the cameras are in a little bit different position, the angles are a little bit different, and so is the mic. But let me know. So our uncommons for this first pack are Creeping Trailblazer, Fun with Elementals, Cerulean Drake, Protection from Red, Sacrifice it, counter target spell that targets you. Interesting. Manifold Key. And our first rare to kick this box off is one of them that might be fun to play in Commander. Goalless Tireless Pilgrim. Just because he's Wooburg. When he enters the battlefield, search your library for a land card, put that card in the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. For 2 in Wooburg, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana cost. He's a legendary artifact creature. Could be very interesting. I like the idea. I may have to play with him. Island. That's a gorgeous island. I like it. And it's almost looks like a full art soldier. Very pretty soldier. See if we can get the other packs open a little bit easier. Looks like they're easier. At least these are a little bit easier to open from the bottom than the top. Good old Convolute. Goblin Smuggler. We'll get through. Oh, we have a new fairy. Not bad for a quick fairy. I have to say, I like some of the artwork in this set. Chandra's Embercat. Alright, here we go. Uncommons. Unchained Berserker. And I'm looking down because I haven't seen these. Protection from white. If it's attacking, gets +2/+0. Not bad for an aggro deck. Master Splicer. So I do have another Splicer in my... if you guys saw my deck tech, my Soul Herder deck, he's a common level that creates 3/3 colorless golems. Then he gives all golems vigilance. So pair him up with him. You might have something in terms of a golem deck if you can abuse those ETB triggers. Ancestral Blade. And, oh, we have Lotus Field. One of the most expensive cards in the set. Got to learn how to abuse that one. And our foil rare. We have Starfield Mystic. Enchantment spells cost you 1 less to cast. Sounds like it's good for an Estrid deck. Whenever an enchantment you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Starfield Mystic. Sounds very good for an Estrid deck. And it's our first foil overall. Back to having the best card in Magic, Evolving Wilds. Not really, but really. And that golem's really cool as well. Can't wait to use him as my golem token in my Soul Herder deck. As we get to boxes, parts 2 and 3 of this, we'll roll a little bit faster. Right now, gotta enjoy it. And with me only getting to do one full booster box a month, we have to enjoy it a little bit anyways. A goblin bird grabber. Very cool. Nice little, is he an elf? The question is, no, he's an elemental druid. If he was an elf, he'd be so much better. The Leafkin druid. Marauder's Axe, Sleep Paralysis. Alright, those who saw probably saw what was back there if you were astute enough. But the first one, uncommon, Pattern Matcher. When Pattern Matcher enters battlefield, search your library for a card with the same name as another creature you control. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Interesting if you're playing tribal. We have Aether Gust. Choose target spell or permanent that's red or green. So we have looks like a bunch of hate in this set for different colors. We have Salvager of Ruin. Choose target permanent in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hand. Be better if it was returned to the battlefield. And our rare is Kyla Zenith Seeker. So, red, white, black. This is the one. Yeah, this is the Angel, Demon, Dragon card. I did catch a couple of the spoilers. So, yeah. Angels, Demons, and Dragons. And the funny thing is, she happens to be a human cleric, which has nothing to do with angels, demons, and dragons. But the artwork certainly does. You can see that artwork. She's got dragon wings, angel wings, and looks a little bit like a demon there. So the artwork supports it. So let's get our piles here right. Nothing but regular rares so far. Sorry, I thought one of them might have been a foil there for a second. So hopefully we get a 2-foil rare box based off of getting Starfield Mystic. I would really love to see that Lotus Field in a foil. I think it'd be absolutely gorgeous. Alright, we are going to go ahead and skip through the commons. Bones to Ash. The feel of these cards is, they're not nearly as slick as some of the other sets. I prefer my cards to be a little more slick like the Modern Horizons or the Ultimate Masters. These are not nearly as slick, so I wonder if they'll stand the test of time as much. Meteor Golem, great reprint. Veil of Summer. Bloodthirsty Aerialist. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's for each instance. So this should work like a couple other cards. If you have 3 creatures that have life gain, you get to put 3 +1/+1 counters on this little vampire rogue here. And our rare is Icon of Ancestry. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. 3 and tap it. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Reveal a creature card of the chosen type from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Again, great for tribal. Slivers, anybody? Oop, we have some, these are the gain life lands, it looks like. So we have Wind Scarred Crag. And a very gorgeous elemental. Have to figure out quite where the focus point is going to be for this camera setup. But these packs, even though the cards are a little harder to move around because they're not as slick, the packs are certainly difficult to open. Good old Shock. And Fry. Alright, so our first uncommon is Fry. Overcome. This one I can see getting some play. I remember when Overrun got a bunch of play. I think Overrun's the same casting cost but gave +3/+3. This is same as Overrun except it's +2/+2. I can't remember whether Overrun was at instant or sorcery speed. We have Devout Decree. Exile target creature or planeswalker that's black or red. Back to the hate. And Night Pack Ambusher. So a little bit of love for wolves and werewolves. Too bad it's not some love for some bears. We have a foil. Oh, that's gorgeous in foil. That sprite. Oh. Or I should say fairy. That's a gorgeous fairy in a foil. I like that a lot. And the swamps are very cool as well. I mean, all the lands look gorgeous. The artwork is... I have to say that I'm liking most of the artwork in this set so far of what I've seen. But the foiling on that sprite, that's just breathtaking. Vial of Dragonfire. Good old God's Willing. Great card. Was a reprint. This is just a reprint from Ultimate Masters. Great card though. Thought Distortion. Corpse Knight. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. Interesting. I might be able to work that in somewhere. And Mystic Forge. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast the top card of your library if it's an artifact card or a colorless land card. Pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library. Okay? Might be okay in Teshar. Plains, and another gorgeous elemental. So, no mythic box right now. But that's okay. They could be hiding in the other 2/3 of the box. They're not always split third for a 2 or 3 mythic box. Maybe we'll get one today. Maybe we won't. Skipping a lot of these commons right now. So our first one's Lightning Stormkin. Flying Haste 2/2 for a red and a blue. Not bad. Sky Knight Vanguard. Whenever it attacks, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token that's tapped and attacking. Very nice. Chandra Spitfire. Our rare is Drawn from Dreams. 2 blue and 2 colorless. Top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Not a horrible rare. We do have a foil, it looks like. Oh, we have a foil copy of Temple of Triumph. That's gorgeous in foil. I'm sure these aren't the shock lands. They're not going to have quite so much of a value, but it's still gorgeous, and it's the rare land cycle in here. I can't complain for 2 rares in the first third of the box. Highland, Rugged Highland, and oh, the treasure tokens are back. I like that treasure token. The full art, almost full art treasure token. Sorry about the camera, guys. I haven't figured out where to place my hands yet. This is the first time I've tried standing while doing this. Alright. We have Ogre Siegebreaker. Destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Could be great and sealed if you left the mana open. Brineborst Cutthroat. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Brineborst Cutthroat on an opponent's turn. And it has flash. Okay. We have Yarok's Wave Crasher. It's an elemental. Seems like elementals are pretty prevalent in here. When enters the battlefield, return another creature you control to its owner's hand. And Omnath. Fun little card. Looks like it's our first mythic. So Omnath has a lot of text. I'm sure those of you who are watching my channel have also watched all of the pre-release stuff and spoilers, so I won't read all of that. But fun card to play with, especially playing elementals and playing landfall type decks. So can't complain with our first mythic. Can't complain so far with the first third of the box. Epicure of Blood. That's the one I was thinking of that I actually have in my Tesa deck. That it's for each instance of life gains. So that I was talking about earlier about the vampire. This is another vampire. But it's whenever you gain life. So it's for each instance. So if you have multiple life gain creatures, each one of those counts as a separate instance of life gain. Just so happens that I hit it going back through here. Air Elemental. I remember Air Elemental all the way back when I started playing in Unlimited. And it's back. I like the original artwork better. Blood-Soaked Altar. Looks like it's a pretty hefty casting cost for that 5/5 demon you want. Barkhide Troll. And our rare is the Rotting Regisaur. This guy I expect to see some play and to go just like Hogak went up in value. I expect him to find a place as well and go up in value. Bloodfell Caves and a gorgeous elemental. These packs are just stiff to open. Here we go, back to God's Willing. Apostle of Purifying Light. Protection from black. With exiling target creature from a graveyard. I can see this hitting a bunch of commander decks for casual gameplay for graveyard hate. Bloodthirsty Aerialist again. And our rare is the Voracious Hydra. This isn't the Hydra you want. This is the other Hydra. The Hydra you want is, I saw it on a spoiler, the one that reduces the price of all Hydras by 4. But not a horrible Hydra if you want to play a Hydra. Down to 2 packs. Just have to fiddle with the packs a little bit until they get a split in them. But yeah, these packs are very difficult to get open, and then the cards don't want to slide. Loyal Pegasus is our first uncommon. Great with a full playset of them. Disfigure, another great card. Hardcover. Enchant Creature. Enchant Creature gets +0/+2 and has tap, draw a card, so it's got a loot effect. Not bad, but I wouldn't want to play it until I knew that I could keep it around for at least a turn. And Dungeon Geist. 2 blue, 2 colorless. When Dungeon Geist enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step for as long as you control Dungeon Geist. So it's a prison card. Swiftwater Cliffs, and we haven't seen the wolf token yet. Pretty full art wolf. So we have a prison card at rare. Don't know how I feel about that. I'm so used to seeing prison cards at uncommon and enchantments and not on... It's a spirit. I don't know. I have mixed emotions about that card. Alright. So our first one is Warder of Evo's Isle. Creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. Let's get those flyers out there. Either Gust. Choose target spell or permanent that's red or green. I think we saw this one before. Its owner puts the top or puts it on the top or bottom of their library. I don't like giving my opponents choices of where stuff goes. Salvager of Ruin we've already seen. And our last rare for this first third is Temple of Mastery. And that's just gorgeous artwork on that. So, there's a spirit. That's a gorgeous spirit as well. So, all in all, we didn't do horrible. I mean, let's take a look here. We got, in the way of Scrylands, well, we got one Scryland and we got a Lotus Field, which is much better than the Scrylands. We got Golos, which will be great for Commander. So, not huge hits in the rares, but in the foil rares, we already got 2 foil rares in the Temple of Triumph and the Starfield Mystic. And the foiling, I hope that these foils stand the test of time because they just bling out in the foiling, especially that sprite. That's gorgeous. And then, of course, we got the Omnath as our mythic. So hopefully we have a 3 mythic box, 1 mythic in each third of the box, maybe more than that. I'm not counting on any more foil rares or mythics being since we already got 2. But we will get to those in the coming weeks. So if you like what you saw, leave a comment down below, hit the like button, hit the bell icon if you want to see the next 2/3 of this booster box coming out over the next couple of weeks. And as always, may Keep Calm Kitty be with you. I hope everybody's had a great weekend, a great 4th of July, and you are going to enter into the new work week with invigoration and joy. Good night, everybody.